Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM19 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's Season 3, Episode 2, and we finally managed to go 4 episodes in England without getting sacked. Today we're going back to the club where it all started, the club that ruined our reputation and probably set this story back 2 years. Hemel Hempstead Town away from home. They're 13th after a dodgy start with 7 points clear of them, but that means nothing today, and I'm sure the players that remain from that unprofessional squad when I was there will be out to get revenge in this one. I can honestly say I don't mind if we reach our season expectations or not this year. If I can finish above Hemel Hempstead, I will be absolutely delighted, no matter what circumstances that's in. But since you were last with me, our director of football has come good. I did say in the last episode I was a little bit less optimistic now I'd seen his summer work, but I judged him a bit too soon. He's not been using our wage budget, which we've still got nearly 2,000 remaining, and he keeps coming up to say he's scouted great players, but then never puts an offer in for any of them. Of course, we're powerless to do anything about that, but he has used the loan market brilliantly. He's brought in 3 more players from the Football League, following on from Ken Charles the day before the season started in the last episode, but since then he's got 3 more in. Charlie Freeman is the one we needed the most. He's a goalkeeper on loan from Mansfield. He's 3-star ability with 5-star potential, and unlike Will Henry last year, he's got good reflexes and he's very good in the air. He's been really solid for us so far, and I have absolutely no complaints about that signing. He's consistently one of the best trainers at the club, and we're just working on his positioning to try and complete his goalkeeping portfolio. Secondly, we've got Owen James from Oxford, coming in as a rotational option. He's got 2 positions, he's a versatile player, he can help us out on the left wing where we obviously need a bit of help. He's naturally 2-footed, we actually played him on the right in one game and he was okay there as well. And he's a striker too, good pace and acceleration, a decent first touch and he can finish. So if he gets that composure sorted with 2 good feet, he'll probably become quite a good player at this level. We were planning for him to be our first choice left midfielder, but then our director of football decided he wasn't good enough and bought another one. On loan from Shrewsbury, his name's Lewis Redding. He's a 3-star ability player with 5-star potential, and you can see he's a much more rounded player, more naturally a winger, and he's a decent left-footed player as well. He's played a couple of games for us so far and he's just coming up to match fitness, so hopefully we'll start to see the best of him before too long. But 3 really good signings there, and they've certainly improved the squad, which I'm very happy with. And my director of football's starting to become very popular with me now. The only other thing we've got to do really is look at the results since you were last with me. We've had plenty of games, as we mentioned we were coming back for this one. This week's become a bit of a tight scheduling issue and probably our first real problem of the season. We were 1-0 up and comfortable against Bowers and Pitsea, I think that's pronounced, on Saturday just 2 days ago, but we let in a 91st minute equaliser and unfortunately we've got to replay this Thursday now. So we're going for our reserves again on Thursday night and we're going for our first team today against Hemel Hempstead and Bromley, but it does probably mean we'll have a weaker bench in both games. But in terms of the games we played, we followed up our 0-0 draw at Weston-super-Mare with another bore 0-0, this time at home to Concord, who are expected to be in upper mid-table this year. They've had a poor start actually, I think. I'm pretty sure they're down near the bottom still. If we have a look, oh no, they're just behind us, so they're doing okay. So a decent point there. We got our first goal and win of the season away against Bishop Stortford, who are right down the bottom. Pappy Gay with that one, as he got off the mark for the campaign. We then lost 3-1 at home to Dulwich Hamlet. Jatta got his first goal of the season, but like last season, they were just too good for us. And the same applied away at Dartford, where we lost 2-0. They're the only 2 teams we've played who are expected to finish in that top 7 or 8 this season so far, and both of them have punished us with their superior quality in front of goal and their superior prowess going forward. The third team we're playing expected to be up there are Hemel Hempstead today, so hopefully that one won't go the same way. But we followed that up with 4 back-to-back wins in the league, and I appreciate we're playing opposition that are all expected to finish below us, and they're the games you expect us to win. But there's a big difference between that and actually doing it on the pitch. 12 points out of 12, a 5-2 win at home to Eastbourne Borough, very much helped by the fact they got a red card after 15 seconds. We still struggled away and it was actually 3-2 going into stoppage time. But Jatta completed a hat-trick with 2 stoppage time goals and we managed to nick a comfortable 5-2 result in the end. We then played Gosport at home, who were rock bottom at the time. I think they still are they? They are. They've only got 2 points all season, but we beat them comfortably. Pappy Gay and Jack Bridge from the penalty spot in that one. Before we got the same result away at Canvey Island, who were in the relegation zone too. Daly this time from the right wing getting his first goal of the campaign, and Jatta adding to his tally as well. We then had this brilliant game against Oxford City in the last one. Again, it was only 3-1 going into stoppage time. Gay had got a brace and Jatta had one. He then scored again in stoppage time before Ramirez with a bullet header in the 94th minute, making it look far more flattering than it was. Before that disappointing 1-1 draw at Bowers and Pitsea, Pappy Gay came off the bench to get the goal to put us ahead, but we let in a stoppage time equaliser with their only shot on target of the game. The only positive from that game is a few of the youngsters got a run out. Strachan played an hour, as did Brandon Kane, and a few of the other defensive players got a run out too. But enough about that, let's get into the game. That's the main reason we're here. We're playing the club we started our career at so unsuccessfully. If you are new to the channel and you aren't aware of the past couple of seasons of the head coach, now's the perfect time to go and check them out. Click on the eye above to go back, and then you'll fully appreciate the rivalry that we'll have here going into this game. But Hemel Hempstead are the favourites. They're the third side we're playing this season that are expected to finish up in the playoffs. We lost to the first two and we're underdogs for this one. So let's see the lineup we've got for today. A fairly predictable lineup. The only tired player is Jack Batten, who had to play on Saturday because we've only actually got 3 sub-defenders. So we had to play one of them and he was the fittest at the time. He will be rested on Thursday and we'll play Okadina just to try and even it out. But since the last episode, Williams-Lowe has overtaken Atkinson at right back and Redding's obviously coming on the left wing. The other 9 are exactly the same, so we've got Freeman in goal, Dearman and Lowe are the fullbacks with Batten and Okadina in the middle, Daly and Redding are the wingers, Bridge and McCarker in central midfield, and Gay and Jatta forming a formidable partnership yet again up front. The bench is a bit weaker than normal due to that cup tie. The likes of Ramirez, Owen James, Ken Charles, none of them are anywhere near fit. So we've got a few of the reserve players on the bench. Harris and Lewis have been plucked out of the under-23s. Players who couldn't even get in the team last year. And a tired Atkinson and Strachan join the youngster Tavares as the other players on the bench. Let's get into it and fingers crossed we can get a result here. I'll take a 0-0 right off the bat. As long as we don't get beat by them, I'll be happy. A 4-2-3-1 headed by Scrimshaw, who's been such a hero in our other story part of the furniture with Torquay. But today's our enemy and we'll be trying to get him off the ball as quickly as possible. We'll encourage the lads to do well. Again, we're going to go into our tactics because they're playing that 3 behind the front man and we're just going to be more disciplined. We're also going to waste time and we're going to slow things down when the keeper's got it. None of our goals have come from quick counter-attacks, so it shouldn't make any difference to the way we play. The one that I did forget to do actually out of possession is we're just going to make our defensive line more narrow because those front 3 always seem to combine and cut inside from the wings against us. Jordan Parks with an early challenge and it's out for a throw-in as the highlight will end. 6 minutes on the clock, it's Hemel Hempstead with a long throw. Dearman heads it away at left back, but McCoy gets it to Parks, the man who got the most assists in the league last season, behind Scrimshaw who got the most goals last season. McCoy's got the ball on the right and delivers back to Parks again. Parks with the shot, goes over the bar, and we're happy if he's shooting because we know he can't score goals. He's only there for assists. Dearman with an in-swinging corner for us. Batten at the back post, knocks it down for McCarker. Oh, that's a great chance. He's hit it straight at the keeper. It was almost a back pass in the end, but that was a great opportunity to give us the lead. 20 minutes on the clock, it's Bridge with a free kick. He's put it in the top corner. What a time to do that. Jack Bridge with his 2nd goal of the season, and he couldn't have done it against an opposition I'd appreciate it more. What a goal from Bridge, and I haven't seen that sort of thing from him before, so brilliant stuff. Redding's got the ball now to Dearman. Long ball up towards Gay, but it's headed away by Pritchett, who's still there at left back. Ralph knocks it away as far as McCarker. Humphreys bringing it forward for Hemel Hempstead on the counter now, but we've got a few men behind the ball and hopefully we can deal with it. Walsh on the right-hand side, a man that was signed while we were there. Knocked up towards Scrimshaw, who wins the header, but it's straight into the grateful arms of Freeman. 25 minutes gone and we're still 1-0 up. We've headed it away in the right back area, but it's only as far as Pritchett. Parks in the middle of midfield back to King. They're starting to dominate the game in terms of possession now. 64%. That's gone up from the mid-50s a few minutes ago. Walsh with a great effort from 20 yards, but it's just wide of the far post, and it's still 1-0. Throwing on the right to be taken by Williams-Lowe. Finds Daly who goes down the wing but it's knocked away. We're getting warnings to close people down as McCarker retains possession. He gets the ball to Gay on the right. The cross is blocked and Parks will bring it away via King. Now Geraldo on the right left-hand side. Geraldo Martin who we had there before. Humphreys coming over halfway on the right-hand side. Gets Scrimshaw in one-on-one, but he heads it wide first time and it's out for a goal kick. It's half-time. It was a poor first half. We sacrificed most of the possession, but it doesn't matter because a brilliant Jack Bridge free kick means we're 1-0 up. We're going to go assertive and tell them to prove a point. We want them to be as motivated as possible for this half, so they go thundering into challenges against our old employers. The long ball from Hemel Hempstead over the top, straight into the arms of Freeman, who should time waste from there. Freeman with a goal kick this time, long over the top. Hopefully Gay will win that. He doesn't. He's misjudged it completely and King brings it away. Humphreys in the attacking midfield rolled up to Martin, but it's cleared by the right back. But it's only back to them in possession again. Pritchett with a long ball over. Scrimshaw's in. Martin's got him one-on-one, but he was offside. I wondered why no one was marking him there, but thankfully he was a long way ahead of his marker, and we still survive at 1-0 coming up to the hour mark. It's Hemel Hempstead with a throw again on the right. With just over 15 minutes left, we'll make the subs when this attack finishes. Hopefully it won't be too late as Dearman clears. Only as far as King, now Parks. Out to the right back, McCoy. McCoy finds Walsh down the line. McCoy back inside to Parks. He's got time again. Finds Humphreys. It's a great challenge. Parks on the rebound puts it over. And it's time for the substitutions. Williams Lowe's the only player who's been overrun at right back. Atkinson's got 15 minutes in him, so he's come on for him. Reddin's nervous on the left flank, but I don't know that I've got a good substitute for him. We could switch Daly over and we'll bring on Warren Harris on the right wing. This is the problem, we haven't got the same quality of subs we normally have. Jatta and Gay have both been poor, but there's no chance I'm taking them off in this one. We'll save the last sub, and if we need to make a time-wasting substitution, we will. And we're covered if we get an injury. We're into the last 5 minutes. We're still hanging on. We've got a throw-in on the right now with Atkinson. Finds McCarker. Back to Atkinson again. If we could get a second, it would surely wrap it up now. But it's Walsh on the counter-attack, and now it's Hemel coming forward. Batten heads the ball away. He's absolutely knackered, but he's still soldiering on. But he's been beaten over the top by Scrimshaw there, who's wasted the chance, and we survive with a goal kick. Jatta and Gay are both having a poor game, but we want Gay's presence up there. So Jatta will come off for Tavares. He's a natural advance forward, I think he is. He can play in either role, really, the advanced or the poacher. So we'll keep it like that for now, and we'll just try and hang on for the 2 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. We're also going to drop back to a cautious mentality. Hopefully our defensive line will be a little bit deeper as a result. 2 minutes into the 5 of stoppage time that have been allocated. Gay goes up but loses the ball. Bridge over the top. Tavares will chase it. He's barely had a kick all season so far. He's cleared long by Hemel Hempstead to the right. Walsh is there with a long ball over the top towards Rutherford. Okadina brilliantly heads away. Bridge knocks it down for Harris, who goes over the top. Tavares is in. Could make himself a hero, but it's straight at the keeper, who tips it wide for a corner. The ball's cleared away by Dearman, back to the keeper Freeman and long over the top. Gabe will get on the end of it, but he's beaten to the challenge. Scrimshaw loses out in the air and we're just clinging on for dear life now. Dearman heads it away for a throw and it's time we go very defensive. I'll just see if there's anything else we can do, but I don't think there is. We've got everything on we can defensively. We've just dropped the attacking whip, so even when we win the ball, we're not caught out too wide and we can deal with their men going forward. You can see they've gone to a 4-2-4, so we need to be as defensive as possible. McCoy's got the throw in towards Scrimshaw, headed away brilliantly again. If we can hang on for these 15 seconds, it would be my favourite result of this series so far. It's been a turbulent time for over 2 years, but to get that result has made it all alright. This career is suddenly going to work again. Slough Town have given us the opportunity where Hemel Hempstead didn't trust us, and as a result we've rewarded them with a 1-0 win and our 5th successive league victory. We're going to praise the lads. I know it's not a particularly great performance, but I am so happy about that I can't even explain. They're starting to come round to us. They're on side now. If we go to our dynamics, we've just gone into the green for managerial support, and we're actually up to good now from average. The dressing room atmosphere is brilliant. The lads know the tactic well, and if we go and look at what they've said about the game, we'll be absolutely delighted to celebrate that victory. They can call us lucky, but Hemel Hempstead didn't really look like scoring that often. Tavares made his professional debut. I'm pretty sure he came on in the FA Cup game. I must have been imagining things. I think it was Pepe Gay I brought on when I was going to bring Tavares on originally. Bridge was on form with a fantastic free kick, and remarkably we're up to 4th place in the league, although we do have a harder run of fixtures coming up soon. But for those of you who have been following from the start, you'll know how much I've enjoyed that one. We'll have a quick look at the schedule to see when we'll be back next. I guess it does depend on how we do in the FA Cup, but if not, we'll come back in around a month's time just to make sure we leave an even spread between the fixtures. But if you did enjoy this episode, please put a thumbs up on it. Let me know in the comments what you think of our start to the season. And do you think we could surprise people with a top half finish or maybe even a playoff push? We seem to have found a home now, and hopefully we won't be going the same way as we did at the first 2 clubs. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager content from our 2 FM19 stories. This one, the head coach with Slough Town at the moment, and our other one club challenge, part of the furniture with Torquay United, where we've had an action-packed few days as well. If you haven't caught up with that one yet, now's the perfect time to go across and catch up with the story. But a massive thanks for watching this one as always, and we'll see you next time.